First of all, congratulations on your World Cup campaign. What's it
Thank you.
like representing Haiti on the biggest stage and facing teams like Brazil, Scotland, Morocco?
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the congratulation. I mean, it's an amazing feeling representing your country after such a long time. And also just being in the World Cup and seeing how the whole country was behind us since after 52 years we haven't been in this competition. So it was an honor for me to represent all the Haitians in the world. And it was a blessing to be able to play against those teams, Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, and the experience itself was something that word cannot describe, because every player that's playing football, they all want to represent their country in the biggest stage. In the World Cup, it's it's the biggest competition. Everybody dreamed of playing. So the fact that I was able to play that, and it was the only thing that I was missing in my career. So it's I would never forget, just stepping on the field for the first time, seeing my family. It's something that I would carry with me forever.
And now you started in the NCAA Division One. You play also USL, and then you earned your move to Europe. Looking back,
Yeah.
what would you say to those young players who dream of MLS, but at the end of the day, the soccer path taking them somewhere else?
It's all about, what you want in life, and also not be afraid to take risk, because, if you believe in yourself, and if you have the talent and you have the work ethic, I think anywhere you go, as long as you have the opportunity and you have a chance, you can make it. It was not an easy decision for me to make at the time, because I was coming out of college. I was still young. I didn't know where I wanted to go. But and also being drafted was one of my goal playing in college, and that's why I went through all these stages in my career. I play USL, so that means in the summertime I didn't have no vacation, because I was playing USL. And then after USL was finished, I had to go back to school because preseason starts early. We had to be on campus. So I was doing all that in order to be prepared for that next step. So getting there and started training with Colorado, and Colorado gave me the opportunity, and I'm always gonna be grateful. I'm always gonna be thankful. But I knew that um, if I wanted to give myself more opportunity. I wanted to go to Europe, because I know in Europe, there's a lot of countries and there's a lot of teams. So I say to myself, if I go there and somebody give me an opportunity, and I keep working, I'm gonna make it big. And thank God, Mukon was the first team that gave me an opportunity for a tryout. So when I went there, after a couple of weeks of trying out with them, they give me a 4 years contract, and the rest is history.
How has playing in Europe changed your game?
A lot, because I've played in different countries and different leagues. So you see different tactics, and also playing on the different teams helps me a lot as a player. And also all the competition that I played. For example, in Europe, I play Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, and I play against some top defenders and some top players. So being able to play against those teams and doing well, I had to really think outside of what I'm usually good at, in a sense. Like, I had to rely less on my power. I had to rely less on because they study you, you know, so they analyze you as a player. So I had to see what different things that they're doing in order to try to have a negative impact on me, during the game. So for example, I know Sergio Ramos is somebody that didn't want to get close to me. For example, he didn't want to be too tight because he knew that's what I wanted. So what he would do is he would take a step back, making me feel like I have time, and then before the player play the ball to me because he knows the player is gonna play the ball to me last moment. Because now I gotta concentrate on him and I gotta concentrate on the ball. So last moment he's gonna come and just you know. So after he did that one time, I said, okay, I see how he's playing now. So I was able to, to win some battles against him. So yeah, so those are some of the things that, as you play and you start thinking about and, you know, um, learning the game at the same time and just being coached by different coaches, that have a lot of experiences. For example, I'm playing for Ike. I play for Maccabi Haifa, who play in the Champions League. I play in France, and I also had a small, time in Turkey. So just those different things, help you as a player. So yeah.
So, like with all the experience that you have now, when you look back and when Colorado Rapids draft you, what do you think? You probably didn't sign a professional contract in MLS at that time. What was missing that now you look back with the experience that you have? What was missing there?
I feel like with with Colorado, it was something different in a sense. I feel like in order for me uh to be a better player or just to get my game to another level, I needed to go somewhere else. Trying to get those experiences. I knew that Colorado was gonna do everything that they can to make sure that I was gonna be a good player and I was gonna learn a lot from them. But for me, I felt like Europe was gonna give me a better chance to try to. And I also wanted to play in Europe. I wanted to play, all these competition. I wanted to see. One of my dream was to play in England. I wanted to see if I could go to England. So I knew that I would have a lot of chances and the opportunity to try to go to those places. But I would never know. I think everything happened for a reason, and um, as long as for me in my mind was I know that I'm a hard worker, and if I get the opportunity, I'm gonna make the best out of it. So yeah.
So after the World Cup, there's been reports of Major League Soccer that the interest of you is playing MLS something that you consider seriously to come back.
I feel like after such a long time being in Europe and also with all my experiences, I would love to come home, to the US. I would love to, because my dad works a lot. He's still working. The only time he gets to see me play is when I go play for the national team, and that's only if the games are close by or if he has time. So, and also most of my friends are in the US. Um, so coming back home would be something amazing, but also obviously there's a lot of reports. But it's something I'm always open to. It all depends who wants me, and also I'm still under contract with Ike. I don't know exactly what's the situation going to be like if a club comes, but I'm open to whatever teams that see that I can be a fit for them, and also um, that knows that I can help them. But for me, I'm always ready to come back home.
Especially you were raised in Boston, correct?
Yes.
So I will ask you also like how will you describe your type of play for fans that don't know you yet?
For me, I'm a physical striker. I have a good speed. I use my body a lot, but I also can make run behind the defenders. For me, it all depends what the team wants me to do or what the coach wants me to do. But there's a lot of things to my game, uh, and I think that when people see me play in person, they can see that I have all those things. Especially some people were surprised when they see me play against Scotland, and because they didn't know I could make those runs, they didn't know I could come to the ball also and take player on. There's a lot of things that I can do, and also in the box, I'm somebody that's very dangerous. So um, it all depends what the team wants of me. If it's a team that keeps a lot of possession and I don't need to come deep to take the ball, then I'm gonna be more central and looking for those crosses. If it's a team that's having having difficulty to get the ball to the striker. Sometimes I might come deep and get the ball and try to create something. It all depends on exactly what the coach wants from me, or the style of play that the team uh is playing.
Right. And I also like looking the MLS bringing Casemiro, Griezmann, Son,
Yeah.
Portugal, Messi, De Paul is something also that motivates you to play against them or with them in case you accept an offer from MLS.
I mean, for me, it's all about MLS. The door is always open. It's all about who really wants me, because I've been in the system. I have a American passport. Um, I grew up in the US. All my friends in the US. I have some friends who play in the MLS, and also I had the experience to because the USL team that I play for was affiliated with Philadelphia Union, so I was able to train with the first teams when I was in college still, and also train with the USL team. So there's a lot of things that I know that me going there is gonna be something good because it would be quick. I wouldn't need time to adjust because I know the system. I know what it's like. I've played on some of those fields when I was playing academy. For example, New England Revolution is a team that my academy play against. I play on that stadium. So Red Bull is the same thing. So it's a team that I play in that stadium. I play with the academies. So I know I've been in that system. I know what it's like. So this is why I said I'm always open because I also all my families. I know them watching the World Cup. I see how much they enjoy watching me. So imagine coming to the MLS for 2 or 3 years, and they get to see me whenever they want. So um, and also I think it's time for me to come back home because I don't think a lot of people. I want a lot of people knew me when I left, but I don't think they really know me now as a player what I can do. So bringing that to the MLS, why not? But we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm still under contract. This is something I wish, but we'll see what happens.